Good morning all. Welcome back to our maths class. Yesterday we discussed exercise 8D and the remaining part of the chapter, that is VAT and computation of tax, you now need to learn. Okay, VAT and computation of tax is not there. You need to learn it because nowadays a new taxes arise, that is GST, goods and service tax. GST means goods and service tax. It is having the principle one nation one tax. It is having the principle one nation one tax. It's come in act on 2017 July 1st. 2017 July 1st onwards we are calculating GST for items. Whenever you are purchasing any item, when GST is there, for example you are getting a bill from hardware shop or jewelry or ready-made shop, when you search the bills, when you go through the bills, there they are writing at last, that is GST percentage. GST is there for every item. You want to pay GST, but GST is an indirect tax. Okay, you want to pay GST for each and every item, but GST is cheaper compared to value added tax. GST is cheaper compared to value added tax. But this GST, no need to learn the problems, because problems you will learn on 10th standard. 10th standard, one lesson is the GST. Your first lesson is GST. So only you understand the term what is GST, goods and service tax. Okay, goods and service tax. GST means a tax on supply of goods or services, or both. GST, goods and services tax. That much you understand. Okay. Now today we are going to discuss our new chapter, that is chapter 9, interest. Chapter 9, interest. In this lesson we are discussing only simple interest. Okay, simple interest. Chapter 9, interest. Okay, this lesson we are discussing only simple interest. No need of compound interest. Okay, what do you mean by principle? First, before that, what is interest? Interest means, have you heard about interest on banks? When we are lending loan, when we are taking loan, we want to pay interest. Rate of interest is the 7% interest. We are taking housing loan, car loan, etc. We want to educational loan, we want to pay interest. Interest is calculated every year. Interest is calculated every year. Okay, the rate of interest vary from bank to bank. So first we want to understand some terms, that is principle. What is principle? Principle is denoted by English letter P. Principle is denoted by P. It is the money or sum borrowed or the sum lent. The money we borrow or the money we lend is called principal. Principal means it is the money or sum borrowed. From banks we are borrowing money, you know, that's why they wrote a borrowed, or the sum lent. Sum lent means the banks are giving money for us, they are lending money. Okay, or the sum lent. It is the money borrowed or the sum lent. Principal P means it is the money borrowed or the sum lent. The money we borrow is called principal. Simply we can tell the money we borrow is called principal. Now interest. It is the money paid by the borrower to the money lender. It is the money paid by the borrower to the money lender. Money paid by the borrower to the lender for the use of money borrowed. When we are borrowing money, we want to pay some amount to the lender. For that using that money, we are borrowing money from the lender, or suppose the lender is the bank. We are borrowing some money from bank, and we want to pay interest to that bank. We want to pay interest to the bank for the use of that money, borrowing money. If we are borrowing money, for borrowing that money or to our needs, we want to borrow to our needs, for constructing a house, or buying a new vehicle, or constructing a house, etc. So for that, that is our use, For using that money, we want to pay an interest. We want to pay an interest to bank or to the lender. That money is called interest. So interest is the money paid by the borrower to the money lender for the use of that borrowing money or borrowed money. We are borrowing money, we are using that borrowed money. For using that borrowed money, we want to pay an interest. Okay, the simple interest, the interest is same as simple interest. Okay, simple interest or interest, both are same. Now rate, it is the interest on every rupees 100. Okay, rate means it is the interest on every 100 rupees. Rate means interest is calculated on rate. Interest have some rate, 10%, 9% or 5% like that. That is rate per every 100. Okay, time T means it is the time for which that money is lent or is borrowed. The money is lending. We are lending money or borrowing money at a particular time period. In that particular time period, we want to pay that money completely. Okay. See, time means time T. It is the time for which the money is lent or is borrowed. We are lending money at a particular time period. Within that time period, we want to pay the money as installments. Every month for our loan, if we are taking loan from bank, every month we are paying money, That is time period is there. A fixed time period is there for 5 years or 3 years like that. When we are borrowing money, rate is there, interest is there, and a time period is there. At a particular time period or fixed time period, we want to repay the money. Okay, or now amount means it is the total of the sum borrowed and the interest on it. Amount means it is the total of the sum borrowed and the interest on it. Amount means it is the total of sum borrowed and the interest on it. After a particular time period, we want to pay the money that we borrowed and interest also. After a particular time period, we want to pay or return that money we borrowed. We want to return the money that we borrowed. Along with that, we want to pay an interest of that borrowed money. We want to pay the interest for that borrowed money. So this the sum borrowed and interest is together called amount. Sum borrowed and interest is together called amount. Amount means sum borrowed plus interest. Sum borrowed is also called principal, Sum borrowed is also called principal. So principal plus interest. Principal plus interest. So what is amount? After a particular period, we want to refund or we want to return the money that we borrowed. When we are returning the money we borrowed, we want to pay an interest also. This interest and that money we borrowed together called amount. Interest and the money that we already borrowed, that is together called amount. We want to pay interest also for that money. The sum borrowed is also called principal. So amount is equal to principal plus interest. Principal plus interest. So that is A is equal to, amount means A. P plus I. P plus I means principal plus interest. If we are adding principal and interest, we will get amount. Okay, if we are adding principal and interest, we will get a amount. Now the interest depends on, when we are taking a loan, we want to pay interest, This interest depends on principal, rate of interest, time period. Okay, these three things depend. The interest depend on these three things, that is principal, rate of interest, rate, time period. Okay, principal means the money that we borrowed. Rate means what is the rate of at what percentage. Then time period means fixed time is there. Some banks are giving 4 year, others are giving 5 years, like that. Okay, so simple interest is how to calculate simple interest. One formula is there to calculate simple interest, PRT by 100. Simple interest is equal to simply PRT. That is correct, PRT. R means rate of interest. Here R means rate of interest. Rate of interest is always percentage, Percentage means in denominator 100 is there. That's why PRT by 100. Okay, PRT by 100. R means it is percentage. Rate percentage. Percentage means out of 100. So SI is equal to simple interest is equal to PRT is also correct. PRT is also correct. P means principal, R means rate of interest, T means time period. This is a formula, very important formula. You have to by heart it. SI is equal to PRT by 100. That is P into R into T by 100. Okay, PRT by 100. Now amount, total amount I already told you, P plus I, principal plus amount, interest, and principal plus in the place of interest. How to find interest? PRT by 100. Okay, total amount we want to pay at the final year is equal to P plus I. I is PRT by 100. So A is equal to, here P is there, here P is there, common. We can take it outside. 1 plus RT by 100. This is also A is equal to P into 1 plus RT by 100. A is equal to P into 1 plus RT by 100. No need of this one. You just learn this, how to find simple interest. Simple interest is equal to PRT by 100. P means principal. That is the amount we are borrowing. Principal means the amount we are borrowing. R means rate of interest. R means rate of interest. And T means time period. We are borrowing money for 4 year, 5 year, like that, and the rate of interest, it is 10%, 8%, 9%, like that. It is on percentage. So percentage means out of 100. Percentage means out of 100. So PRT by 100. We are writing PRT. That is correct, PRT. R is always percentage. R is always in the form of percentage. 10% means how to write 10%? How will you write 10%? 10 by 100. Okay, 10 by 100. That's why in denominator 100 is there. So simple interest is equal to PRT by 100. Very important formula. Then how to find amount? Amount is equal to principal plus interest. Principal we already know. What is principal? The money we borrowed. Plus we want to pay an interest for that. When we are borrowing money, we want to pay an interest for that. Then how to find that interest? We have to find the interest by using the formula PRT by 100. So amount is equal to P plus PRT by 100. In the place of I, we can write PRT by 100. Clear? So from the first chapter onwards, you are learning many formulas, especially the chapters 7 and 8. Profit, loss and discount. Many formulas you are learning. If you are writing these much formulas in a book, or in a single page, it is very helpful for you to refer further. Okay. Then otherwise you have to make a pocket book, and you have to write all the formulas that you learned in this year, each and every chapter. Chapter 8 8 and 9 many formulas are there. CP, how to find CP when SP is given, how to find SP when CP is given, how to find profit, loss, discount, like that. So you have to write all the formulas in a single page. Our 8th lesson was over, so in a single page you have to write all the formulas from that chapter. From 8th chapter you have to write all the formulas in a single page, or all the formulas together. All the formulas together. You put number 1 and write what is the formula for finding profit. Then put number 2, then find the formula for write the formula for loss. Then profit and CP are given, then how to find SP, that formula. Then SP is equal to, if profit percentage is given, then how to find SP. SP is equal to 100 plus gain percentage by 100 into CP. If there is loss, then SP is equal to 100 minus loss percentage by 100 into CP. Then same way CP is equal to 100 by 100 plus gain percentage into SP, and CP is equal to 100 by 100 minus loss percentage into SP. And discount, what is MP, how to find MP, how to find SP. Same way you have to write all the formulas in a page together. Okay. And in this lesson, interest, how to find interest. Interest is equal to, or simple interest is equal to PRT by 100. P means principal, that is amount, the money we borrowed, that is called principal. R means rate of interest. T means time period. Okay, then if we get the interest, what is amount? Amount means we are returning that money borrowed and interest together with the interest. Okay, we are returning the money together with the interest, that interest and principal together called amount. Interest and principal together called amount. So how to find amount? P plus I, that is P plus PRT by 100. Okay. So that's all for today's class. Problems we will do on tomorrow. Thank you. Have a nice day.